guess what? If you're living in a female body or a feminine body, or just you don't feel connected to this hustle culture, then 40 hours a week was just not made for you. And that's truly, truly honest, because you probably already know that the public school system was created to, or designed really to build out good little factory workers. That's why there's bells in schools. That's why we're essentially taught how to start and stop on time. We're taught math so we can increase our productivity levels. Like, we're pretty much taught to be cogs in a machine. But, and like the same with the constant undercurrent of following directions, respecting hierarchy is very much taught in the public school system and most of our society. I'm sure you've noticed. And, but beyond that, if you have a female body, what we consider a standard workday and work week were not designed for you. It was designed for men's bodies and their hormones. Because we have a lot of hormones at play within our bodies. And the dominant one for male bodies is testosterone. And that testosterone in a man's body has a 24-hour cycle. And their testosterone levels are highest in the morning and lowest at night. So the standard workday is actually designed for a man's body, which essentially, like, that syncs up with a perfect workday, where female bodies, on the other hand, are run on estrogen. And you already know that has a monthly cycle, right? Like, come on, we already know we have a menstrual cycle. And in a society where women stayed at home with the kids, when the Industrial Revolution occurred, of course, the workday was built for a man. But why are we still following these rules when the majority of women in this country work? Right? Like, what a great question. So especially you, if you're here, you are the CEO of your business and you get to actually write your own rules here. And we're going to be going deep into this today. And like, of course, there's no judgment here. I promise, if you are working a lot, if you're hustling, if you're in the grind of your business, there's no judgment with that. But instead, an invitation here, an invitation that you don't actually have to work every day. You can actually structure your business to do work for you. And you can have a different schedule week by week. You can lean into your ever-changing energy levels throughout the month. Okay. And I found some great memes for this, or little quotes, you guys. So, gentle reminder that the 40-hour work week is outdated and was designed with the assumption someone else was going to be always taking care of cooking, cleaning, and household errands, and taking care of the kids. Like, when the 40-hour work week was running, your wife was at home doing all this shit for you, or things for you, right? Like, you would work your 40-hour week and someone else would be doing everything else. It wasn't designed for you to be doing it all. And if you're having a hard time, you're not a failure, okay? And there was actually an economist called John Maynard Keynes in 1930. So this is almost 100 years ago, who predicted that his grandkids would work just a 15-hour work week. And this was because of technological advances. This was because of just the way that society was changing. He predicted, this economist, well-known, well-respected economist, expected that our standard work week was going to be 15 hours a week. Or basically you would work on Monday and Tuesday and then have a 5-day weekend, right? Exact opposite of what we're currently doing. So what the fuck happened? Why is that not actually the standard? And there's a bunch of reasons we're going to go into, but I mean, here's a great one. I can't help but think about how a large part of people being able to mobilize and protest right now is because of them not being able to work, or not being at work. So this was tweeted out during the pandemic when everyone was uprising and actually able to protest. So the 40+ hour work week leaves most people with no political participation, and how that's kind of the point. So there is a piece of us that we've accepted this standard of a 40+ hour work week. And so we're continuing that standard. And I'm from the Midwest. I'm from a culture that is highly attached to work ethic, and your work ethic and productivity being attached to your value. So I get this. This is just standard part of culture. And there could be a higher level reason that when we are tired, when we are drained, we're not actually able to make change and make the change you want to see in the world. So please keep that in mind. And so some symptoms that you can be feeling into if you are actually contorting to this toxic masculine standard of what a work week looks like is if taking time off feels terrible. Like, I know I've had a lot of clients where they start taking hardcore, like my weekends are sacred, or even like they're taking 3-day weekends, or that's a goal of them, a goal of theirs. And it fucking sucks. They hate it. They hate taking the rest because they feel anxious. They feel like they should be doing things. There's so many shoulds, and they can't actually enjoy the time off. And they're just actually just spending that entire time anxious for Monday and all the work that they have to do. So common. So that's actually that symptom. Or believing you have to do it all alone and you feel guilty that you can't. So if you are having trouble being supported, maybe you've hired a VA, hired a team, and you're micromanaging them, or you're not delegating everything you can to them, like that's a symptom. You're not actually getting the support that you need or allowing yourself to accept your desire to even be supported. Low libido can be a symptom of this, or your sacral chakra being deactivated. Because if you're so drained and you're so trying to contort yourself to this masculine system, then, I mean, are you surprised that your feminine energy is not actually running properly? Your sexual energy isn't running properly in your body. And maybe those hobbies that were everything before, you haven't done for months or years. Maybe you used to be a dancer, or maybe you used to love reading magazines with your friends. I don't know, like whatever your hobbies used to, or going fishing, who knows? Maybe you haven't done them in years because you haven't had the time, quote unquote, or they haven't been as important as getting shit done. Or as I mentioned, not being willing to accept support and instead you're micromanaging your team, not letting yourself go pee until you finish the task you're working on. Anyone, like, I would love to see like something in the comment if you fall prey to that one. It's so tangible, right? Like you'll like, let me just finish writing one more post before I let myself go pee, or let me finish answering these emails before I let myself go pee. And this is just a representation of you're disconnected from your body and you feel like you don't deserve to take care of yourself unless you work first. Okay. So all of these are symptoms of contorting to the toxic masculine standard. Another one here from one of our clients, Simone Soul, is she posted this just the other day. If the idea of being hospitalized for a few days would feel like a weird relief, it's a sign that you need a break. Not a fake break where you're kind of on and kind of off, and you tell yourself it should be enough, but a real break where people have as much access to you as they would if you were hospitalized for surgery. So like if you're kind of fantasizing about like, oh, like maybe I'll just, I don't know, I'll have to get hospitalized for something and I'll be completely offline. I have a good, quote unquote, good enough excuse to be offline. Like, big sign that you're trying to contort to the masculine, toxic masculine standard here. So you already have what it takes. And let's switch out of this because I know that can feel really icky to identify. But you already have what it takes. You just need a few small shifts. I swear, just a few small shifts to be able to actually say hello to long stretches of hours or days where you can have deep creation, be in deep creation mode and not have to check in on your team or customers. I know for myself, this is my highest standard of work, is being able to have long stretches of writing time or just deep thought or super thinking, right? Or weekday hikes with friends where you can leave your phone at home, or going camping during the week, or your business running on autopilot by a team who is devoted to your mission, not just working for you, but they're devoted to the mission of your business.